Welcome to Roguecast, the official podcast of Rogues Gallery. We'll talk comics for the week, as well as whatever news is on our pop cultural radar. I'm Randy.
I'm Nick.
This is Dave.
And now, on with the show. Hello and welcome back to the Roguecast. It's I know we keep saying this every week, but it's another big week for comics. There's a lot of comics.
It's true. There's a lot.
It is. Yeah, I don't know kind of what the big highlights are, but I feel like there's a big Absolute Batman and
also Absolute Wonder Woman trade and hardcover.
And Chip Zdarsky is kind of becoming his own force at Marvel, and he's got his new Wolverine book starting up this week.
It's true.
Is that a miniseries?
Miniseries, yep.
Yeah.
It's leading into his big Armageddon
crossover. And rumor has it he's doing Avengers.
I mean,
we haven't seen it officially announced yet. We'll see.
Rumor has it.
But we do know that McKay's run is ending with the next issue. So, all right. So before we get to all that, a reminder that Pokemon Day is a week from Friday, February 27th.
Yep.
Kids 16 and under can come and drop their own Pokemon and get stickers and all kinds of cool stuff.
Yep. Are we gonna have some some little goodie bags or something like that? I forget what it is we're doing this year.
I don't know, Dave. I just told the entirety of what I know about it.
All right, fair enough.
There will be prizes, I am sure.
Yeah. I know that kids assuming we'll do something like it this year. Really liked the kind of treasure hunting aspect of it because we had those little miniature Pokemon hidden throughout the store. Yep. So you do actually search for Pokemon, and then there's that arts and crafts table and all that stuff.
And one lucky kid gets stuffed into a Pokeball.
That's true.
Right? I think that I'm
pretty sure
this
that
is Serena's
happened.
baby.
I thought they got pelted by Pokeballs, and then maybe they'll get encased in
It's just all the kids throw the Pokeballs at one kid. It's just a course in bullying.
Yes.
No, I don't think so.
What does the little fish turn into? The big sea serpent?
Magikarp turns into the Gyarados.
Gyarados. One lucky kid gets to fight Gyarados.
Well, sorry, kid.
Well, it's just Nick in a Gyarados costume.
Again, sorry, kid.
Come at
me. Nick's been preparing for this all year.
That's right.
I have a water
There's no way this kid is ready.
Clearance sale still going on. Still got a pretty decent amount of stuff back there.
We're still at 4 tables?
We're still at 4 tables. We're getting down there. But people picking up some good stuff.
Yeah.
Every day I go in to see what's sold, and I'm like, oh, somebody got some good stuff that day.
That's true.
There's this girl who picked up 7 or 8 volumes of some manga she likes. She's very excited about it. I mean, half off is really good on that.
Yeah.
So lots of stuff. You can still see it if you go to our website. You can go see the whole collection online and see what's available, or you can come in the store and look at the tables.
You'd be surprised.
Not a lot of games this week. We did get one called Positano, which is Positano, Italy. Mm-hmm. You and your friends are building a village stacked up on a cliffside overlooking the clear blue sea. You bid on auctions for new resorts and put them on the 3-dimensional cliffside board.
Does it have the risk of falling?
It might.
I feel nervous about it.
Yeah, and then there's expansion which takes them to 5 to 6 players.
Yeah.
There's also Warhammer 40k Darktide, a card game that is
based on that first-person shooter.
Based on the first-person shooter. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was a cool game. That was like the Left 4 Dead of Warhammer.
You take on the role of a reject, a condemned and entirely expendable warrior conscripted by the Inquisition. By the Inquisitor's decree, you're the first son of the fray to crush the enemies of the Imperium and fight for their own survival.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
That's
so
very
you're like the
Warhammer
dirty
40K.
dozen.
Yes. Well, except you're the dirty one.
I thought those games were multiplayer.
I don't know.
This is a card game based on it.
You're the dirty 1 to 4, Dave.
Yeah. Really rolls off the tongue.
Really does, yeah. And then we got... This has been out for a little while. We've never had a game called The Gang.
Uh-huh.
It is a cooperative poker game. You round up your gang and you pull off a series of bank heists using the power of poker. You bet on how good you think your hand of cards will be relative to the other players, then try to make their predictions a reality. You don't talk to each other, but you're choosing a chip to see how good your hand is, and then you're trying to basically, if you correctly evaluate your hand, you get to open one of the bank vaults, and if not, you trip the alarm.
Interesting. That sounds kind of cool.
Yeah, it's gotten good reviews. I've been wanting to try it for a while, and so we finally got that in. We also got Exit the Circus Mystery. This is
it's one of those escape room games.
Yes.
Yep. Uses cards and stuff to simulate the escape room.
Yep.
And I know we've talked about them before. They're really quite cool. Like when you see how it works and how the puzzles work, it's pretty impressive.
This one is the circus is in town, and there's a series of high-profile burglaries. And can you find the connection between them? I'm going to guess the clowns are running heists.
Probably.
This is like it could be the work of Stillwalker.
And then we got a game called Carnuta, which is a card game where your an annual ceremony that brings together druids from distant lands. 8 select ingredients have been selected. You combine them, assemble your runes to create an exceptional potion.
Okay.
So it's a druid competition. There's 22 sun, moon, acrylic runes, 72 cards. It has sort of a tarot look to it almost.
Oh, interesting. This sounds very loosely connected to Quacks of Quedlinburg, but which also involves potion brewing, right?
Sure.
But I believe there sounds like a very different game.
Yes. Yeah. It says simple mechanics with deep strategy.
Okay.
And then we got in Sagrada, the new version of Sagrada, which is the stained glass window. It's a dice drafter. You make stained glass windows. It's a graphic refresh. I don't think there's a lot of new rules, but it is sort of a completely new graphic refresh, and it looks really, really pretty.
Yeah, I was just checking out the box and stuff and looking at the new art, and it looked dope.
All right, let's talk comics for the week. Let's start off with Chips and Archies 1-2 this week, which is Captain America number 7.
Yep. We really had liked the previous issue, which, let's see, he's been sent after Doom was deposed from Latveria. He's sent in to kind of, in a way, kind of quell the rebellion
with a new team of like four or five people. That is the new Shield, basically.
Yes.
So they're going in to make sure that Doom, like nobody gets their hands on Doom's nukes,
right?
And whatever the equivalent of his nukes are.
The main thing.
But they at the end of last issue, they ran afoul of General Ross, a.k.a. the Red Hulk, who is representing the U.S. military, and he's like, no, the U.S. is taking over Latveria. It turns out it may not be that simple.
Right, yeah, it is both complicated because Nick Fury is like, you don't have jurisdiction here.
Nick Fury Jr.
I don't want to say that.
I don't want to say that name.
People off.
I mean, but it's not Nick Fury, is the thing.
No, it could
He's
be
basically
Nick Fury.
The main point is that S.H.I.E.L.D. is at loggerheads with like the American military.
Yep. And that there are like 3 or 4 different factions within Latveria
that are actually really interesting.
One of them is a pacifist, one of them isn't. There's a guy who's like the Salvation, who's like a costumed
there's
gunman.
Kind of a little bit of a larger than life thing, and there's some reveals about that
from the first.
There's some reveals in there, yeah.
And Cap is like, I really like how kind of smart he is. Like, you recognize he's kind of in over his head. It has that thing of like, there's not a clear mission here. You know, that sort of Vietnam. Yeah. Well, like every place we go in military adventurism in the world.
It's almost like as a Canadian, Zdarsky has seen a different side of American imperialism.
But one of the things he does in this is he kind of. There's a woman closing up her shop in like a sort of a village square, and he ends up kind of talking and chatting with her and befriending her, helping her close up, and then ends up she kind of as a matter of hospitality invites him to have dinner with her family, and he's like, "Hey, can you tell me what's the eyes on the ground? What who do you like in these factions? What's really going on?"
Yeah,
and like it's a super interesting really conversation.
Moment. By the way,
she's a smart lady.
I should say, if you come to Rogues Gallery around 7 p.m. Don't offer to help us close up. We will not invite you to dinner in our house.
Speak for yourself, Rainey. I am always looking for somebody to tell me about their D&D character.
All right. So when Dave closes up, what nights do you close, Dave?
I actually don't. I don't close any nights. I just meant hypothetically.
Yes. Yeah. I really
if somebody does that, I will tell them who my favorites are in Latveria. They're going to get the exact conversation that is in the comic.
Yes. What's weird is Dave also put on a wig and performed as the woman.
I'm Lady Latveria. I hope you don't make any untoward advances.
Oh no! He showed me his ankle.
Some Bugs Bunny kind of con here.
Yoo-hoo! Mr. Captain America. Anyway.
Oh my God! What are we talking about?
Captain America.
Oh, right.
I am not always a fan of Cap going against complex political. Cap is an idealized version of America.
Right. Yeah.
And the more you sort of do like, but what about Vietnam? What about Nixon?
Right.
You can kind of ruin the character that way.
Right.
But if you write it well...
Basically, you don't want to, like, generally, you don't want to, like, hit him too much with America's hypocrisy.
Yeah.
Even if you believe in that, it kind of, you run the risk of shutting down a character who has always stood up for American ideals.
And I really am impressed that Zdarsky managed to do it in a way that I thought was really, really good.
He's walking a good line in it.
Also, who's this artist? It's got sort of a painty look.
It's really
Delio
good.
Diaz and Frank Alpizar, but it's got... The way he draws Red Hulk in, like, silhouette in the first with, like, sort of heat and electricity coming off of him.
It makes him look scary.
He is scary as hell.
Yeah.
And I actually kind of like his take on Cap. It reminds me a little of Daniel Acuna's work a little bit.
Yeah.
Really, really good stuff. And
Also, like, I noticed, like, he's doing some good work in how he draws Latveria.
Yeah.
Like, you get a sense of, like, kind of walking around through this Eastern European nation, and, you see churches in the village and all that stuff, and it's cool.
Yeah, I like it. Also, Zdarsky does Wolverine Weapons of Armageddon #1 with artist Maresca. I don't know the last name. Luca Maresca. Also, nice art on this.
Yeah, it is.
This is Wolverine getting dragged into another sort of spy thing, right?
Well, it's basically another Weapon X in a lot of ways.
What's funny is, like, on paper, this doesn't sound interesting to me.
No, me neither.
But as executed, it's very interesting. Like there's even the opening scene. It starts in some point in Wolverine's past.
It's the night he gets taken by Weapon X.
Taken by Weapon X, yeah. But he's at a bar, and this woman comes up, and it looks like she's kind of flirting with him, right? Yep. She's kind of offering to buy him a drink, and he's like, "I'm not interested." And
turns out she's a mutant tracker.
Yeah, off screen we will like you don't see him get taken.
Yeah,
but it's you then see her in the present.
Yeah,
where she has apparently she has mutant tracking powers, which I'm trying to think. Caliban from the Morlocks used to have.
Caliban had that. Yeah,
but she it seems like she is a person who is this character been around, or was this
this is a brand new character.
Okay. Yeah. But when we see her in the present, she has already kind of turned over a new leaf. She's trying to make amends.
She's trying to help mutants stay hidden.
Yeah, get underground and stuff like that. Even though that presents its own problems, well, there's some that are not passing, essentially. They can't pass as humans, and that's tougher. But essentially, this person who Wolverine kind of, in some ways, has every reason to mistrust, is the person he's going to be working with.
And looking in just like some new Weapon X type thing.
Yep.
And it's on the cover, so I feel like we can spoil a familiar Daredevil villain who is another failed super soldier that's Nuke.
Yep.
Is going up against Wolverine, which I don't think has happened before.
Appearing in what I consider overall the best Daredevil story.
Yeah.
Give me a red. Frank Miller was onto something when he came up with this ultra patriot pill poppin' freak,
jingoistic Rambo type.
Yeah, a monster.
Yeah,
a monster.
So it'll be interesting to see him go up against Wolverine.
Yes, in Full Metal Jacket.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's the dude who was played by the guy who plays Jane in Firefly.
Adam Baldwin. Yeah.
Yeah, who's like shooting people from he's like the door gunner in the helicopter.
Yep.
And
is he the crazy guy who terrorizes the guy and then kills himself? Or
that's Vincent D'Onofrio. Different link, but he's a guy who indiscriminately kills civilians and stuff like that, and that's who Nuke is, like the super-powered version of that.
Yeah.
And
but I thought this also cleverly ties in with other Zdarsky properties.
It does. Yep.
Like what? I forget what else.
I mean, there's another character.
He ties into Cap.
Cap. I also like the way that they do their kind of infiltration in this, where you kind of see them come up on this area that's been sort of taken over by these, Weapon X bad guy types, and they kind of move in and stealth do some takedowns and get they look like hazmat suits so that they can move around a little unprotected in there and gather information. And it's like Wolverine and this lady work well together, but again, she's not super trustable, even though it seems like she's been making amends for years now. So they're getting there, but there's a good dynamic to it. The action scenes and stuff like that are cool.
Zdarsky can just spin a yarn. I mean, all of this stuff is interesting. There's not a page on here that I'm not like, I was bored by this.
Yep. But the main thing that struck me was that if I just heard the bare bones plot, like Wolverine's back against some other Weapon X crazies,
I would have been
like, take it away. But it's really good.
It gone from me. Shadows of Tomorrow, the X-Men relaunch continues with Generation X-23.
Oh yeah, this was also good.
Jody Hauser writing. I forget who this artist is, but I kind of like it.
So at its core, this is kind of a duo, X-23 and her quasi little sister / clone, Scout,
Gabby,
Gabby, aka Honey Badger.
Correct.
Who's like a slightly spazzier version of her.
Yes.
Kind of a little goofy. If we just had to roughly guess, what would we say? Laura's like 17 or 18, and Gabby might be like 13 or 14?
Laura's in her 20s
I think she's in her 20s at this point. But she is the age that Gabby was, or that Laura was when she started, which is like 12 or 13.
Yeah. And so there is like a fun sort of like they're like fighting Wolverine, big and little sister. And she gets a scent of someone who was from the original
program she was in,
X-23 miniseries.
Yep, and who she thought was dead and maybe is, and it leads her into another. Man, there's a lot of secret mutant weaponizing programs going on.
Yep.
Yeah.
But this one has a bit of a twist at the very end, which I really liked. Mm-hmm. And I've always said I like X-23 a little bit more the Tom Taylor version. That was a little more of a. She's not just mopey and dark. She has a personality. She's got a little more of a redemption arc going.
Yeah.
And this is more that version of her.
She's not Logan. She's basically kind of broken from that cycle
right.
and become something different. And it feels like the previous stories we've got has kind of regressed back to that part. And this one is a little bit more hope forward.
I'm going to guess that Hauser read and liked the Tom Taylor run.
That kind of rings true.
Yeah.
Whereas previous writers seem to have ignored it entirely.
Yep.
So that was good for me, and I also just think if you like the version of X-23 that is where darker, that is in here too. They're walking that line. They show there's a great 2-page spread that shows her sort of changing through the various costumes that she's taken and identities.
And there's literally some weird time bending going on in that sequence, but they use it to draw like if you've ever seen one of those covers where you see Cap in all his costumes over the years, or Vision, or whoever it is. They kind of do that with her, and it is a very cool visual. Like,
you see her in her like Wolverine.
The artist did a great job on
her Sabretooth version of the costume, her X-Force costume.
I have to say that X-Force 1 is pretty dang good.
They're all good. She's done a lot of good costumes. But
I've never understood the Fang costume. Fang was a member of the Shire Imperial Guard.
Yep.
But like Wolverine actually took on that persona or something at some point.
He beat him and then took his costume.
Took his costume because he needed a costume.
Because he was naked, I think.
Yes.
Okay.
But I don't know why. I don't know when she wore that.
It actually is a kind of cool costume. It's one of those Dave Cockrum classics.
It's a good costume.
It's like an Imperial Guard costume.
The most recent crossover, she was wearing it. Sabretooth.
Okay. Yes, but that was in the future.
I know, but this is all past and future.
Well, because I also see the version of her. The last story
you're talking about Age of Revelation?
Mm-hmm. The last story Tom Taylor did was a far future where Laura was like working for. Was she the president of the United States?
She was.
Okay. And she was in the sort of like high tech costume, and that's in one of these images too.
Yep.
So like this is using all of the various, and there's also a Age of Apocalypse page.
Yep.
That shows her talking to Colossus, like
more like Page of Apocalypse.
Page of Apocalypse. There's a lot of this. This is written by someone who knows and really likes this character.
Yep.
And I really appreciated that.
Yeah, I did too.
I thought it's a really good return to that character. Deadly Hands of Kun-Lun is mixing up all the various Iron Fists.
It's a miniseries, right?
It's a miniseries. It's going to sort of realign the Iron Fist stuff along with...
I know that the sacred cities where like the Iron Fists train are under some sort of like demonic attack.
Yes.
And so Iron Fist is rallying a group of other Marvel martial artists.
But not the Iron Fist you know. It's Lin Lee, formerly the Swordmaster.
Okay.
Who's now Iron Fist, because Danny is the undead Iron Fist.
Right.
And he is and also Loki's in this somehow.
What the?
As his White Tiger, as his Elektra Daredevil, like
those last few make sense.
There's a lot of martial arts characters.
You said Loki.
Yep.
The Prince of Evil from Asgard.
Yep. He seems to be working with the bad guys, but that may be a.
He's like, I do a little Aikido.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, it's a big martial arts magic realigning kind of thing.
One thing I know about Loki, he's always been a fiend for Krav Maga.
He is. Yeah. He likes to do a Tai Chi. We have another It's Jeff special. This is called It's Jeff Meets Daredevil. Now, there's only one Daredevil story in there, but basically this is a bunch of cute It's Jeff stories.
Yep. I've read through this, and it's very fun. Some really great cartooning from Guru Hiru, one of the best some of the best cartoonists in the business. I feel like the standout story among a bunch of fun ones is Jeff versus the video game.
Yeah.
He is playing a fight game and playing himself. He's playing the Jeff character. Yep. And he keeps losing to like the computer running Hulk, and watching him get exasperated. First of all, like button mashing. Check this out, Nick. The button mash panel, super good. Oh, I see that made him do a super butt bite. You see him biting the Hulk's butt in it. But then he keeps ending up losing. He's throwing the controller around. And in the end, what he has to do after 2 or 3 pages of this is he goes storming out of the house, goes to the Hulk's house, where we see a Professor Hulk kind of chill version of him eating, looks like, I don't know, pancakes or something. And he throws the game through the window. It's super good. There's also one with Gwenpool in it where she's trying to get him to take some pills, and he won't do it, and she has to put the cone of shame on him. And anyway, it's delightful and sweet and cute and all that stuff.
Yes.
How long until we see Jeff in the MCU or an animated or something?
Remember my prediction?
No.
He's going to show in Doomsday.
I think you're right. They're crazy not to.
It may be there's a cartoon somebody's watching in the background and it's an It's Jeff cartoon, or there's one of those golden portals that they like in the Marvel Universe to different realms at some point, and you just see Jeff run by. It'd be hilarious if he was running by and he just came through the portal and he just and he just runs into a crowd or something.
I'm surprised they haven't done an animated show on Disney Plus or something, because people love this character.
Yep.
And he's only in certain things.
Yeah.
He's
in Rivals, he's in Snap.
And Marvel Snap. He became bigger through the video games, but they've been putting talented people on the comics of him. And some people will come into our store sometimes and be like, "Do you have any Jeff stuff?" And
my niece and nephew know who Jeff is, and they don't even play that. It's just in the zeitgeist at this point.
It's out there now, so yeah.
There is a Black Panther 60th anniversary special written by Priest, Cody Ziglar, Evan Narcisse. A lot of people have been writing a lot of Black Panther. It features the sort of cop Panther that Priest created, looking for T'Challa.
Huh.
And then we've got T'Challa as well as Shuri and so on. And Blue Marvel is in it. It's basically one big story told by various storytellers of the various Black Panthers.
Okay.
And it includes Black Panther facing off with Magneto. It includes, like I say, Blue Marvel. There's
not a lot
stuff.
of Blue Marvel stories out there, so this is that's notable.
Yeah. But it's a good one-shot if you were looking for sort of...
60 years, huh?
Yeah, 60 years.
So, 6 years since he, showed up in FF, right?
I believe that's correct. Yeah. Image has a book called Death Fight Forever that is the artist who did... Oh, man. It's Alexis Zurit who did one of those Black Mask books that people love, the Space Gods or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And Andrew McLean, who I forget what the writer is, but he's written a bunch of stuff. But this is basically sort of psychedelic Metal Gear Solid type stuff.
Let me see which one the cover for it. Is that the one where, but it's also I think beat 'em up based, like the old what was that? Nick, do you remember this Akari Warriors game?
Yes.
Or something like that?
Oh yeah.
But also Street Fighter has that military type thing. It's got that. It's Broforce on the
Xbox Live or whatever that was.
They sort of mocked it.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's got it's somebody definitely looking back on their childhood video games. It does have an R rating. I think you're going to see the F-bomb drop in there.
Yep.
But it is a crazy bonkers, slightly psychedelic version of their memories and mixed with a little bit of underground comics.
Yep.
It's fun. What's it called again?
Death Fight Forever.
Yep.
Image also has a book called White Sky. Did you guys read this?
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. It's one of those weird post-apocalyptic things where there's an unnamed disaster that people have survived. It's a little like The Road.
It's a father-daughter.
Yeah, but I think they said that they want to differentiate it. And I don't know. There's some creatures or something like that.
Yeah.
They're off-panel mostly in this first issue. But if you kind of like a little bit of dystopian, survivalism... this is a book to check out.
So it's Ghost. The idea was inspired
that's
by some ghost show where the temperature drops because it's consuming all the energy, and he's like, what if there's a ghost so strong that a mere presence could change the weather? So it's almost like a kaiju ghost.
Right.
And the Mojo writing is pretty solid, and the art by J.P. Mavinga is gorgeous. These opening shots of a destroyed San Francisco.
Yeah, it's really good.
Really good.
It reminded me a little bit of back when Gary Frank did Midnight with JMS. Midnight Nation, which had dystopian elements for sure, or kind of an alternate dystopian world.
Yeah.
But anyway, if any of that sounded interesting to you, it might be worth a check.
Vertigo has its second book in its new launch called End of Life. This is by sort of newbie writer, well, not newbie writer, but new writer Kyle Starks,
right.
As compared to the veteran artist Steve Pugh, who actually worked on like Animal Man back in the day on the original Vertigo stuff.
Right.
This is a very talented hitman, so Dave's all about it. But he winds up having to go undercover in like the old. In his dad's old place in a small town, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like, what if you dragged all the, or at least this is what I read about it. What if you dragged some of the craziness from John Wick, like a like a hitman who's like pissed off like
other hitman,
the other hitman, the whole agency or whatever, and they came gunning for you in this weird small town. Yep.
But the story's gonna wrap around his dad, who's like also an ex-assassin, and it turns out he's the reason it's called End of Life. And his dad's private nurse, who turns out to be his ex-girlfriend, I believe. Yeah. Really nice art from Steve Pugh on this. We got... IDW has Smile for the Camera. This is the next in their horror line. It's...
From the Smile movies.
From the Smile movies. It's written by Hannah Rose May, who is a horror novelist who also wrote that Exorcism at 1600 pen.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So they're figuring out their speed in here.
And the premise, Dave, on this is, what is it again?
They are like, it's like set, I think, in like, I want to say 2005.
Yeah.
I think part of that is so that it's not stepping quite on the continuity of the movies.
Right.
Which more or less take place in the modern times.
Right.
But it's like got I think like 4 or 5, I think, sort of like, not necessarily supermodels, but aspiring, kind of like they're in like the world's best model or the world's next model.
They're modeling. The guy who runs it is kind of sleazy.
Yes.
And one of our point of view characters is like someone who's just getting into the modeling.
Yep. And she begins to see the weird visions. She's actually coming to New York on like on a plane at the beginning.
Yeah.
And she like sort of looks out the window, and like one of those guys who's doing maintenance looks up and gives her the creepy smile, and then like basically drives into the plane's engine.
Yeah, that scene that's that one page of like the bloody remnants of what happened in terms of the engine.
Yeah.
That's really good. In a movie, you would see him jump into the engine.
Yes.
Right.
They kind of can't do what Smile does really, which is that gross out, horrifying, like the bit in the second sequel where everyone's following her in her apartment, and so they're somewhat constrained by the comics format, I feel like, but. It's interesting if you like the Smile...
if you like the Smileverse.
Smileverse, you might want to check this out.
Yeah.
The Muppets Noir is anything from Dynamite. This is...
Lee Luffridge's...
Roger Langridge.
Roger Langridge. Oh, yeah.
He did a lot of boom Muppet stuff. Always, he's got a really good sense of the Muppets.
His return to the Muppets, yeah.
Basically, Kermit is freaking out before a show, as is his common.
Yep.
And he goes to take a nap. Scooter's like, hey, why don't you rest up, take a nap, I'll handle this. And there are jugglers throwing bricks. One of them throws a brick through the wall. Kermit gets knocked out and is having a nap in which he imagines himself as Flip Minnow, noir detective.
I found this scene where there's one of these... Kermit's walking along the road, and there's like one of those doomsayers, like the end is nigh people.
Yeah.
And I forget which Muppet that dude is. He's like one of those crazy Muppets. And he gives Kermit his like flyer, and the flyer says, "What big pie don't want you to know." I'm just going to quick read you the little fact, the bullet points on this.
Yep.
Pies have been made from a Martian recipe since 1906. It is not true that pies contain rats. It is true that they are made by rats. Every pie has been personally endorsed by ghosts. It is a good kind of ridiculous sense of humor. Yep. If you're a Muppet person, the Muppets are back in comics, and Kermit is going to beat up a suspect. Maybe. I don't know.
This one, I'm just going to read the title.
It kind of says it.
Florida Hippopotamus Cocaine Massacre. Starring the Laser Force.
Oh.
Sure.
I wasn't sure about it until I realized the Laser Force was going to be in it.
If you wanted a Miami Vice riff that is very over the top, this is where you go. You either know right now whether you want to read a book called Florida Hippopotamus Cocaine Massacre or not. And if you do, you're going to want it. And if you don't, there's nothing I can say that's going to make you want to read it.
Sounds right.
There is also, we've got Lenore, Curse the Beebee Yaga.
Yes, that's, it has been like a decade or two since there have been Roman Dirge's kind of cute goth comic Lenore has been out. It's the story of a little dead girl.
Yep.
And it is it was like one of the early ones on the scene, like the early comics that like kind of courted the goth audience in the late 90s, I think actually is when it broke out, started doing their thing. Titan Comics has picked it up, and it's actually in very pretty color here. It kind of looks like, like a murkier, creepier version of I Hate Fairyland.
Yeah.
But chances are you know whether or not, also like the other one, if you have the goth weird comic gene in you, but don't want to get like too creepy goth, it's a little bit cute goth for sure.
Yeah.
Then you might be up for Lenore, Curse of the Beebee Yaga.
We also have DC Work in Progress. W.I.P. is the acronym.
Yep.
Dark Knight's Metal. This is one of those giant, oversized black and white. You want to see the original art? But
that from Scott Snyder's Dark Knight's Metal from 5 years ago?
Yeah, it's Capullo.
Yeah.
Wasn't that originally out 5 years ago?
Yeah, something like that.
Why'd they decide to put out an art book?
I mean, it is the. I mean, it's not just an art book. It is the actual board sizes they draw on.
They did this recently with Absolute Batman #1.
Yes, yeah.
And I guess, it's only weirding me out that it's like from a project from 5 years ago.
I wonder if part of that is that KO is like the third part of it.
Right. We do know that, KO is meant to be kind of the third over-the-top trilogy from Scott Snyder. I suspect that's probably what it is. But if you like Capullo's artwork, that's sort of McFarlane inspired, but he's found his own voice too at this point. But if you like that artwork, this is a really beautiful look behind the scenes.
Also, Absolute Batman #17, which
introduces
Poison Ivy and somebody we won't say who,
Correct.
but there is also a sort of surprise guest.
Absolute Batman continues to be our best-selling title by far.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It seems like pretty much everybody in the store is reading it.
We still can't find the number on it.
And this is a freaky deaky version of Poison Ivy.
Yep.
It is fun.
G.I. Joe #19. I'm enjoying this bi-weekly G.I. Joe thing.
Sometimes the bi-weekly thing comes with a commensurate loss of quality.
But this
has not been the case.
No.
I was going to say, this is one of the best issues so far.
A lot going on. We get the fallout
from Duke finding out that there's a Transformer on the team.
Well, but also just general fallout from the Dreadnought War.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. So the team themselves is all tired as hell, and then suddenly Hawk is like, "Don't get sit down. We've got a new mission for you," and they're like, "We need to take a shower and rest." And he's like, "Come on!" He's like, "You better get your ass in gear."
Yeah, but
there's a reason that he is so.
There's a story for this shirt for sure, but Duke, who his driving thing has been to get revenge on the Transformers for killing his co-pilot and friend.
Because he
doesn't know about Autobots and Decepticons. He thinks they're all evil robots.
They're all bad.
And so this is the issue where they try and get it through his thick head that there is a difference between them. And basically what that means is him interrogating Hound, who could probably walk away anytime he wanted.
Yeah. He could just
swat everybody out of the way. It was a really fun issue.
I like the weird relationship that's forming between CoverGirl and Baroness.
Yes, they've got a what do you call it? Girlfriends kind of thing going on.
Yeah, I like it. Also, they're introducing, because they've got Transformers now, they're going to introduce the idea of the G.I. Joes using Transformers, and people driving Transformers is actually not a Transformers property thing.
Right.
It belongs to a very obscure other toy line that Nick loved.
I did.
Not super obscure.
It's pretty obscure.
People, 80s kids know it.
80s kids should know.
And it is Mask. We've already seen Miles Mayhem reference. Well, you're going to see somebody else in this one.
And we had seen him before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they bring in at the very end a Cobra guy who they've now retconned into Mask, which I'm all for.
Previous Free Comic Book Day comic, Matt Tracker.
Yep.
Yeah, I think we can say
it was.
They're making him cool.
This is a peace moving issue for sure, but a lot happens in it, and I liked all of it.
It was all a ton of fun.
Yeah. Superman Unlimited #10
I need to read
wraps
that.
up the prankster story. Did some interesting stuff with that. Ultimate Spider-Man #24 wraps up Ultimate Spider-Man, big double-sized issue. Null #2, Null facing off with Hela, actually with Hela's agent.
And the return of somebody fairly notable.
Yeah. Doctor Strange #3, more of him with Angela in Heaven, part of Asgard.
Yep.
Fantastic Four #8 is the third part of this Invincible Woman story, which reveals why Galactus is so gung-ho to find Sue Storm. I will just say this is the origin of a sort of evil Sue Storm, and it's a really good issue. X-Men #25, which has Cyclops, the real Cyclops, sort of saying, hey, sorry I was acting like a crazy person. That was actually me from 10 years in the future. And has them thrown down with the Fenris twins and their white supremacist organization. If you wanted to watch the X-Men kick the shit out of some white supremacists, and why wouldn't you? This is a good issue for that.
And there's also, there is a cool guest star that's a callback to an 80s era threat in the X-Men that had recurred a few times since, but is on the lesser known side of things, but it's a pretty cool use.
It is. I liked it a lot. Shredder number 5. I believe this is going to wind up being a 6-issue mini because it seems like they're heading towards something. But this is a weird one because they're revealing sort of what the big bad guy's up to, and there's something to do with some kind of weird demon from another planet that Shredder had known. And I'm like, man, they did some wild stuff with Shredder when I wasn't reading this book.
They definitely, the Turtles have always had that kind of thing where it's like they could go to space, they could jump around in time.
They fought aliens.
Yeah. It's there, and there's even occasionally superhero-y stuff.
Yeah, this is a mix of superhero stuff, sci-fi stuff, magic stuff, and Shredder, Zaddy Shredder, being sort of the best option this organization has, even though he is clearly still a bad guy.
Yep.
And then Wolverine 16 is the third part of the Alpha Flight versus Wolverine and Silver Sable that I've been digging. I haven't had a chance to read it yet, but I really like that. What are the single issues I miss?
Did you mention Dungeons of Doom 2?
I did not. I missed
just
that
one more. The post Doom. What was it? What was the Doom takes over?
One World Under Doom.
One World Under Doom. The fallout from that has been kind of interesting, and this was the one of the. This is kind of their, dark book about sort of Black Ops teams and stuff like that, all fighting it out after the literal the castle partially collapses. They all find themselves trapped down below with super dangerous and weird experimental Doom technology, and they're both fighting each other and also fighting the weird tech that they find.
Yep.
So
it's funny. It's almost like an EC comic.
It is. They lean into the horror stuff easily. I'd say.
True.
Nick, is there anything?
No. You got everything for
There's
me.
also 2 facsimiles this week. There's Batman Adventures Mad Love, which is the origin of Harley Quinn.
Yeah, that was a comic that. That was the first time I think that Bruce Timm and Paul Dini had done a comic at the time.
Yep.
And they went and they did a comic that won the Eisner Award for best single issue that year.
Yep.
1994 or thereabouts, as I recall.
And then Detective Comics number 575, which is part 1 of Batman Year 2.
Right.
Which had art by Todd McFarlane and Alan Davis.
Right. Alan Davis starts it out. I think Todd McFarlane finishes it out.
I think that's correct.
And this was just a year or two before McFarlane would go on to do Spider-Man.
And this introduces a character called the Reaper, who is basically like Batman but is using guns, and it sort of firms up why Batman doesn't use guns, and also I think sort of inspired the Phantasm character.
Mask of the Phantasm stuff for sure.
Also reiterate that for trade-wise,
there's some stuff. So
there is some stuff.
Absolute Wonder Woman Volume 2, trade and hardcover.
Yep. So at the moment we have all of the Absolutes in trade paperback form?
I think that is correct. We're missing the trades on Wonder Woman Volume 1.
Okay, but we do have the hardcovers.
Yes.
Okay, so if you've been wanting to try these out,
you have options.
You have options.
Yep. Right now is the time.
They're all really good. Now's the time.
We've got Absolute Batman Volume 1 and 2 in trade and hardcover.
Yep.
We've got Absolute Wonder Woman Volume 1 in hardcover. We've got Absolute Martian Manhunter, I believe, in both volumes. Yep. A couple of Absolute Green Lantern in both. The only thing we're waiting on is... And Flash. Yep. And Superman. I think Superman we only have the trade.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of give and take. We're trying to get it all.
I will say, if you haven't tried it, try them.
It's really good.
Really, really good.
Absolute Wonder Woman is the favorite of the store.
It's true.
But there's interesting ideas underpinning all of them.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Skullkickers returns in a compact edition. The compact edition is a new thing. DC really had something with that.
I'd completely forgotten about this.
So this is Jim Zub, who did a lot of D&D books and has done some other stuff like that. This was his original book for Image.
It's like his breakout one.
Yeah, that basically it's like they are a mercenary company in a D&D world that also has black powder guns and stuff. But very much inspired sort of like the Rat Queen stuff, a little bit more of a comedic adventure-y D&D thing.
Yeah, with some kind of fun artwork that reminded me a little bit of either Joe Madureira or
for sure,
that other guy, Ed McGuinness.
Magik Volume 2, which will lead into the Magik and Colossus series that's currently going.
Yep.
Ultimate Incursion, which was the crossover between Miles Morales and the Ultimate Universe.
Yep.
And then a couple of spin-offs. The One World Under Doom trade came out last week.
Yep.
We're starting to get some of the spin-offs. So Doom Academy, which was the Strange Academy, and Thunderbolts Doomstrike, where the Thunderbolts were basically trying to take down Doom.
Okay.
I think that's everything I've got. So we're going to take a break, and then we're going to talk about a couple of trailers. All right, we got 3 trailers to talk about here. Let's start with the new Star Wars Mandalorian and Grogu.
Yep.
Which we just talked about last week. They did the Super Bowl trailer, but then they do a new trailer.
This had notably more new scenes in it.
And a little more of what it sounds like the structure of the story is going to be that he gets hired by the Rebellion to take out their deck of cards of ex-Imperials.
Yep.
He's taking on the Imperial Remnant, what they call.
I can enjoy that storyline right now.
Yeah, it's a good idea. I like it. Yeah.
You really got to go after those remnants hardcore.
Yeah.
You can't let them rebuild.
Gun them down.
And it seems like the Hutts in general will play a fairly large role in this. I assume one of those was Jabba?
I don't know.
It looked like one.
No, Jabba's dead at this point.
Oh, that's true.
This is post-Return of the Jedi.
That's true. Yeah. So these are just the remnants of the Hutts.
Yeah, Hutt remnants.
We haven't even seen Swole.
You don't want to get Hutt remnants in your car.
There is a weird guest star. Like we know Sigourney Weaver is in it and stuff like that. But part of the reason we watched this is we just saw that Martin Scorsese somehow has a small role in it, and sure enough, it looks like he's like some kind of information broker or somebody who the Mando is trying to get some information from right at the very beginning.
He's been showing up in some weird spots. He played himself in The Studio, that Apple TV series.
Right.
And he was pretty much like. Full-on comedy kind of himself.
Right, the over-the-top version.
Which was kind of great. So I like that he's getting in on the Star Wars ride.
I don't know how anybody will ever top, was it Lars von Trier or no? Who is I Want to See the Baby?
Oh, that was...
Werner Herzog.
Werner Herzog.
Yeah. That was a great role.
Yes. It's fun to see all these people who actually love Star Wars. Be involved.
We then got the trailers for Spider Noir. They're not calling it Spider-Man Noir, it's just called Spider Noir.
Right.
Yep. This is a little easier to say, yeah.
Live action, Nicolas Cage, Spider-Man Noir, the origin, the character he played in the Spider-Verse cartoons.
Yep. And to be released in both black and white and color. Like you're going to get to choose.
Just like Werewolf by Night.
Just like Werewolf by Night, yeah.
Although that took a year to get to the color version.
That's true.
And the black and white version's better.
Yeah, the black and white version looks like it's going to be the basic way to go with this.
I'll probably watch this in black and white, but I think they're like, some people will not watch black and white stuff.
They're not, this is still kind of almost like mood trailer stuff like that.
We don't know what the story is.
We don't know the story, but we see Nicolas Cage being a weird detective, kind of in a Nicolas Cagey way.
Yes.
We do see... What I guess is is it mostly CG? Is it practical? I don't know what it is.
I don't either.
For Spider-Man Noir, so he is swinging around in his like trench coat and fedora and all that stuff in like these, 1930s city streets. There is some core mystery, and Randy, you pointed out there's like 2 or 3 instances of Cage being
very Nicolas Cage being Nicolas Cage.
He's talking to somebody at some point. He's like, then I went to a bar and I got plastered. And really Nick Caged it up.
Yep.
And it's one of several ones in there. So we're gonna get that. It's not.
We're gonna get Nicolas Cage. Yep.
It's funny. He's like an older actor now. He's in what 60s?
Yeah.
He's not 70s yet, is he?
No.
No, but is he?
Nick, you want to look it up real quick? Just find out how old it is.
Yep.
He
he's 62.
It works out okay as a he's a craggy detective looking dude. He's doing some voice affectation. He sounds a little weird,
like he always does.
Like he always does, though.
He comes up with some little tick that he has to focus on.
But I kind of like the look and energy of it. I'm just curious to see what will the mystery be? What is the story going to be on this? They didn't make it look like his spider powers and stuff like that. The way it involves him. He mentions these ticks, which is funny. From
it's almost horror-ish the way it is.
Yeah. It almost looked like you see him having spasms and stuff related to it. So his spider powers and stuff might come to him as almost like a curse kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I am curious. It's kind of cautious about it, but the visual look is there. It's just a question of did they develop its concept enough so that it can stand on its own beyond just what if Spider-Man in the 30s?
Yeah, we'll see.
I think there's probably it's going to be good. I mean, I hope it'll be.
There's a version of this that works.
It looks fun, though. It looks unique. It looks different.
Yeah.
If you like Cage, it looks
like I need one of those trailers where they show you like an exchange of dialogue, and I see a little bit more of a scene.
Yeah, I am very skeptical at this point, even though I really like Lamar Morris. I like Nicolas Cage.
I guess he's playing a Robbie Robertson.
He's playing Robert Robertson.
And Nicolas Cage is not Peter Parker, but Ben Reilly.
Ben Reilly, yeah. But I am interested. I want it to be good.
Yeah, I do too.
You're not anti-noir.
No. And the last thing is, this is a movie, not a series?
No, it's a Netflix series.
It's a Netflix series called Something Very Bad Is Going to Happen. It's from the Duffer Brothers.
Yep.
But it's like they're producing.
Right.
It's not written by them or anything.
Duffer Brothers is the Stranger Things guys,
yes.
right?
Yep.
I've been a little confused because, there's a lot of brothers running around. Starting, the Coen brothers have been doing it forever. But you also got who are the guys, although they split up, the ones who did, oh my God, with Adam Sandler in it, Uncut Gems.
Oh, yeah, the Safdie brothers.
Safdie brothers, yeah. What's with all these brothers?
Sometimes brothers break up. There's also in the comics, there's the Lunar brothers.
That's
so
true.
They also broke
up.
And then Abnett and Lanning aren't brothers, but they were like brothers, and they also broke up.
Yeah.
And the Beatles, they broke up, despite not being brothers.
That's true. It's all exactly like the Civil War when brother fought brother.
It's exactly like that.
Except what if it was the Beatles?
Right. Or the Safdie brothers. The Civil War of the Safdie brothers.
But so this is the Duffer.
Yes,
Duffer
Duffer brothers, who are not broken up yet.
This, what's weird is that this does have Stranger Things is kind of like horror adventure. This is horror looking,
yeah,
but it's weirder horror. Like if you hadn't told me, I could have thought that this was a trailer for an A24.
Yeah, it has that vibe.
It definitely has that vibe.
The main through line of dialogue that you hear 6 or 8 people say is just "I'm
so sorry."
Yeah.
So
you say these. You remember how that first trailer for Blair Witch Project that just showed her crying into the camera, her sort of final monologue.
Yep.
It has a little bit of that from some of the people. I'm so sorry. This was obviously something terrible has happened. But, all these people are saying it almost like it's a mantra.
Yeah.
Or it's got some greater meaning, which I don't know what it is. It's a weird trailer.
It seems to be trying around the wedding of 2 characters, Nikki and Rachel.
Right. Yep.
Played by Adam DeMarco and Camilla Marone. I don't know them from anything. I'm looking to see, they haven't been anything I've seen or at least know them from. There's one episode with Ted Levine in it. There's one episode with Jennifer Jason Leigh in it. But basically, the pitch on IMDb says there's not going to be much more. A certain atmosphere of horror is felt the week before the celebration of an unfortunate wedding. I don't know. The trailer is creepy, but I'm not getting a vibe of what is this story about?
Right.
I'll give it a shot.
Right. Yeah. It's another. This is a vibes trailer.
Yep.
It's interesting enough looking. I like A24 movies. I don't feel like the Duffer Brothers that's their thing.
Yeah.
They're sort of a little bit more Spielbergy,
Yeah, for sure.
But this is when we found out what else they can do. I know they've had a few other projects, but Stranger Things was the breakout.
Yeah.
I'm not particularly interested yet, but I could be sold on it.
It looks like a swing. I like swings, so it'll be
like
interesting.
A what?
A swing, just something different.
Oh,
something odd.
like they're swinging.
This doesn't look like a typical Netflix show.
It's true.
Yeah, it's true.
It doesn't feel like mass market, shot in a week, kind of.
Right.
As they sometimes do.
Mass market.
So I'm curious, and I like some. I do like Jennifer Jason Leigh, and I love Ted Levine.
Yeah, yeah.
So are we? I guess we were pretty on board to see Mandalorian. The others,
skeptical,
cautiously, varying the stripes of cautiously interested or cautiously cautious.
Yes, cautiously cautious. All right, that'll wrap it up for us this week.
It's a short one.
It's a short one. We'll be back next week with more. Until that time, yo, Joe. Roguecast is a weekly podcast broadcast from Rogues Gallery Comics and Games in Round Rock, Texas. You can find us online on Facebook and at www.roguesgallerytx.com and email us comments or questions at roguesgallerytx@gmail.com. Thanks for listening.